everybody. Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about spoon bending and weight loss. There's a lot of talk about mind over matter, and I am a true believer in mind over matter. Molecules respond to the energy of thought. It's been proven, quantum physics, study it, you'll find that that's just the way life is. So anyway, I took a spoon bending class when I was in Vegas at a hypnosis conference. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. I was really fascinated by it. It was a super fun class and really proved to me how we are able to manipulate matter just with the energy in our bodies and focusing with our minds. Now, these aren't really the greatest spoons in the world. They're pretty thin, and it's metal. And if I really work at it, I can bend it and really get it to go. And of course, this is the weakest point here in the spoon. Obviously, a thicker spoon is going to require more physical force to get it to bend. And obviously, if I put pressure in certain areas, I'll be able to get that spoon to bend any way that I want. Your strongman shows are usually utilizing that kind of focus and ripping the phone books or bending the skillet pan, those kind of things. But this was really fun because what we did is we did a very, very short meditation, had the spoon in our hands, and you could literally feel the metal. You had about a 3 to 4 second window where all of a sudden you felt the metal just become extremely malleable and you could just bend it into any kind of shape you wanted. You had to do it in that split second range, but it just proved to me mind over matter. It was just one of those really fun lessons in life where you can take that with you and go, if I can do that with a spoon, what is happening at the cellular, molecular, and neuron level in the body when I have a thought? Thought is pure energy. It's very powerful, and it produces a ton of neurochemical responses in the body. So when you have a thought and you're programming yourself day in and day out, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, I'm so slow, I'm so not graceful, I'm so clumsy, my belly looks like, the Michelin tire man, whatever your little thing is that you've got going on in your head, your body has to respond to that. If metal responds to thought, what is that telling you with intelligent cells? Every cell, you can clone yourself from one cell. There's that much data, there's that much information in just one single cell. So you've got a world within worlds, within worlds, within worlds, within worlds. And when you talk about 50 trillion cells that make up you as a physical human being, the thought process, the neurochemical processes that are going on are going to dictate how you move, breathe, everything. Movement is amazing. When I do a lot of sports hypnosis or mental toughness training, one of the biggest things is I can do this. I mean, it really comes down to that simple of an idea, or I'm really good at this. If think of a time when you did something, you're like, oh, I am really good at this. I'm very skilled. This is something that just comes kind of naturally for me. When you think about those things, you think about the feeling that arises when you think about doing that particular behavior or pattern or movement. Same thing goes when you're like, I suck at this. I'm really bad. I was always the last one to be picked for the team in school. I huffed and puffed during track and all that kind of stuff. I really suck at this. Again, your body responds to that. Body also is the same as the unconscious mind. It works on practice, 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 practice. Practice makes perfect. How many times do you give a child an opportunity to learn how to ride a bike? It's unlimited, isn't it? However long it takes, a kid is going to learn how to ride that bike. But the first several attempts suck because they don't have the neuromuscular control, and then they don't know what they're doing. But the more they feel the bike, the more they move the feet and get the feeling of steering and all that kind of stuff, pretty soon it clicks really fast because the whole neurochemical processes goes, oh, you want me to balance and pedal and steer all at the same time. And so it happens quite naturally and quite quickly, especially when a child is so focused and is like, oh, I'm going to do this. The same thing continues to happen with us as adults. So when you find yourself going, I really can't do this, I'm not very flexible, I'm not very strong, I feel very shaky or weak when I go for a walk, I don't trust my knees, I don't trust my legs, I don't trust my arms, I don't want to fall. Those are all things that have gotten programmed into our mindset at some point in our lifetime, because when you were a kid, that was not an issue. You continued to roll, bounce, fall, get up, go forward, and conquer the world. As we get older, we tend to go, you know what, that wasn't worth it. I fell once and that was not fun. And you stop and you think about it, and it's just like, oh, you know what? How many times have you done that move and you fell one time? And yes, you did hurt yourself, but does that mean you're going to fall every time? Sure will if you think you are. So one of the things with performance is thinking, I'm really, really good at this. So I'm going to challenge all of you to a move that you don't think that you're very good at or that you feel quite uncomfortable with. And just imagine, just use that powerful, powerful unconscious mind and begin to imagine yourself doing the move. And as you're doing it, go ahead and say to yourself, wow, I am really, really good at this. And just notice the difference that happens in your body. And then you might be surprised that it's like, bam, you're able to do that move. And you're like, oh, I've never been able to do that before. Yay. It really is that simple. Mind over matter does work. It is a real thing. It's called quantum physics. And it works. So, all right, you guys have a happy trail, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.